In this video, we're going to walk through how you can enhance your baby's social skills. Hey, it's Morgan here with Passable Parent, where we help you improve developmental outcomes for your child and find the joy in parenting. I've been a pediatric nurse for the past 10 years, specializing in early childhood development. I'm also a new mom. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos or content. Today we have joining us Linda, who's actually been a pediatric nurse for the past 35 plus years, specializing in early intervention. For any of you watching who don't know what early intervention is, it's actually someone who works with children from birth to 3 to help enhance developmental outcomes. Thanks for joining us, Linda. Linda also is an infant mental health fellow, which focuses on helping you and your baby's social health and skills. Linda, can you tell us a little bit about what you've been learning and ways that parents can help improve their interactions with their baby and their social skills?
So I think the first thing to think about when you want to talk about your child's social skills is really what is socializing for an infant. And for an infant, it really is that face-to-face interaction with their primary caregiver, with the person who cares for them. If you're working, it could be with their daycare provider, it could be with extended family members, but really what is that social interaction? It could be yourself, and it's thinking about that you can put your phone down, have the TV off, and really have that one-on-one time with your baby, that face-to-face one-on-one time where you're engaging with them, where they're the most important thing that's happening in your life at that moment. I think the challenge is coming up with what you can do with your baby in place of having them in front of the TV, you in front of the TV, you on your phone, them on your phone. So I know that Morgan's going to have lots of videos for different activities that you can do with your baby.
Definitely make sure you like and subscribe because I have a lot of videos on how to play with your baby at different stages, 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, and so on and so forth. Lots of fun ideas for ways to get you interacting with your baby and help improve those social skills. So make sure you like and subscribe so you get notifications, turn them on, so that way you have the tools in your toolbox to interact with your baby.
Babies need to have that face-to-face time. They need to feel safe and secure with their primary caregivers. So take the time to watch these videos and learn what those activities can be and what you find fun to do with your baby, and back and forth that your baby enjoys being with you.
One of the number one complaints I find from caregivers is the phones. It's so easy now with technology, things are just at our fingertips. Our phones are with most of us all throughout the day, and it's so easy to just kind of look away and be drawn to the phone and the screen. I myself struggle sometimes too to just, be present, put down the phone, and really engage.
I think that that's one of the hardest things with parenting now. When you're spending your time with your baby, you don't have a lot of time with your baby, that one-on-one time, because you're either going to work, there's cooking that needs to be done, there's cleaning that needs to be done, you might have other children that you need to take care of. If you think about really letting the people in your life know that you have the baby and you don't have the time to be on the phone the way you used to be. You just don't have the time to answer all these text messages, to be doing all the social media. Just thinking about what you can do in place of that. Again, it's watching those videos to see what you can do in place of that with your baby. The baby needs you. They need to be engaged, and thinking of the ways that you can make yourself available to the baby.
One of the tools that's been really helpful for me has been sort of planning phone time, planning time that I'll be on the phone, kind of scheduling it out, which can be really hard if you need your phone a lot for work, but kind of having a schedule when you yourself can be on the screen, and also setting aside time where there's going to be no screens, there's going to be no phones. A lot of learning happens during meal times. So a lot of new language occurs during meal times. It's also really important that when your baby's eating, depending on how old they are, what stage they're in, that you're watching them eat. If they're starting to eat solid foods per your pediatrician's recommendations, you need to be watching them eat. You need to be looking out for any signs of choking, making eye contact, seeing what they're putting in their mouth. I mean, that goes for most of the time. Your baby is going to want to be putting things in their mouth, so it's really important to have your eyes on them. In my home, something that helped work was not having phones during meal times. That's just been something that's worked for us, something to think about. Just kind of scheduling out, when you're going to be on your phone and when you're not is really helpful. Coming up with a routine or a schedule for that, holding yourself accountable. It's also really important that when you're nursing or bottle feeding your baby, however you choose best to feed your baby, that when you're doing that, you're engaging with your baby, you're making eye contact with your baby. You develop a lot of social skills actually during feeding, and a lot of bonding happens between baby and caregiver during that important time, during the times where they're being fed. So that's also something to think about. If you're on your phone during that time, you're not really getting that engagement. Your baby's not developing those skills.
Morgan, I love the idea of having that scheduled time to be on your phone. I think that that's a great way to let friends and family know that there are times that you're not going to be on your phone, but them being in your life is important, and staying up and in contact with them is important. So having that scheduled, I think, is a really great strategy for leaving time for you and your baby to be engaging with each other and not be distracted by the phone because you feel guilty that you're not answering it or responding to someone's message.
Yeah, another time that's worked for me that I've allowed myself screen time is during naps. That's a great time to kind of give myself the time to relax, because I know there's so many things that you need to do during those nap times. Clean, cook. There's so many responsibilities that everybody has. Everyone has a unique life, a unique set of responsibilities, but you also need to give yourself that time to sort of decompress, relax. I've read a couple things, the house can wait, the mess can wait. So it's important to also give yourself that time to relax, catching up with family and friends like Linda said, and giving yourself that screen time. You deserve it too. It's important that you find the time to make time for you, whatever that looks like. It's also about finding joy in parenting and ways to have fun with your child when you're engaging with them. You don't want to do something if it's not fun. Thinking about different ways to have fun with your child. A great way is to narrate your day. You all have responsibilities. Say your responsibility is cooking. Maybe it's thinking about setting up a safe space where your baby can have floor time and be in a safe space. There's nothing that they can choke on. They can't get into anything unsafe like outlets or anything like that, but they can be in this safe space while you're, let's say, cooking. And while you're cooking, maybe you can pretend like you're on a cooking show and you can narrate for your child what's going on, what you're doing, maybe even sing to them. Your baby loves your voice. It doesn't matter how great of a singer you think you are. You have the most wonderful sounding voice in the entire world to your child. So just little things like that, engaging with them even during that time. Of course, keeping them safe and in a secure place. Same goes for something such as cleaning. Same type of thing, narrating what you're doing, making sure they're in a safe space, whether you're baby wearing them or you're choosing to have them in some sort of contained safe space. Just thinking about those things, thinking about interacting with them while you're doing that. For me, I struggled with that. I'm not actually a big talker in real life. I struggled, especially in the beginning, with talking a lot. It's really hard to talk to someone who doesn't talk back, interact with someone who doesn't interact, in the same ways back to you. It's just kind of, reminding yourself, like I have a mantra that I repeat to myself. Like sometimes I even am just telling myself, talk, 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 because your baby is learning language. They're learning all different types of things by hearing you talk, by making eye contact with your baby. Super important. Those are just little things that you can implement that can really help with social skills that your baby is going to need. It's building blocks for the rest of their life. You're going to have bad days. We all have bad days. We're exhausted. Just have bad days. Some days you just don't feel good. Some days you just want to throw in the towel. We all are on our own journeys. It's really important to also forgive yourself and realize that you're going to have bad days. We're not all perfect. Think about, even if you're just holding your baby that day, just knowing that you're enough and you're doing the best you can do is really important. Another thing that I really found helped me with enhancing my baby's social skills is actually a company called Love Every. Make sure you check out the links below. I have them linked in the description box. But they have play kits. They are actually this subscription that comes to your front door, and it comes every few months. And it actually contains booklets that help give you the tools to interact with your baby, and it's easy, it's simple. Now, if this is not in your budget, because it is on the higher end, at least from my point of view, I actually have some videos that will let you create your own sort of play kits to keep you also engaged and entertained, because you want your interactions with your child to be fun. So definitely like and subscribe. That way you get notifications so you can create these play kits and have these tools to sort of interact with your child. But definitely check out that company, and even if you want to check out the link, you can see if maybe by looking at the pictures, there's ways that you can sort of substitute other items for these play kits. But check out my videos, because I'll definitely be talking about that.
I love the idea of those kits, Morgan, and your videos that are going to be showing ways that you can use your regular items that you have in your home to interact with your baby, because I think that's where the struggle is, really trying to keep yourself motivated, to be motivated to play with your baby and keep your baby motivated during that play. So they're great ideas.
If you guys have any comments or questions or suggestions for other caregivers that you think are great ways to help enhance those social skills and development, please comment them below. And please comment below. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Also, let me know if there's anything else you want me to cover, or anything you'd like to ask Linda that we can cover in a future video. So definitely like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you next time.
Bye, everybody.